Because when the average person asks, tell me what it's like to drive one of those cars, you can't explain it. It's like trying to tell a blind person how awesome the Grand Canyon looks. You have to have a point of reference on that. So you've driven cars that go 0 to 60 in 1.5 seconds. You've driven some fast stuff.
Yes, I have.
Ours goes 0 to 335 in 3.8 seconds. Then you say, well, that number just doesn't make sense.
Hey, welcome to your Uncle Joe's Garage, supported by Mike Thompson RV. Special guest today, Fast Jack Beckman, 2012 NHRA Funny Car Champion, a veteran, cancer survivor, and an old friend. Welcome back to the garage.
And maybe most important, second time appearance on the garage.
There you go. Not many people have made it the second time.
I'm not at the Chevy Chase level yet, but we're slowly getting there.
Well, you're getting there pretty damn quick. You know, this is something, since you were here last time, it's a kind of a tradition within the garage, and you kind of started it. Looking back in the far distant past, because you've been around a long time, what was your first car? And a story from a guy who drives 330 miles an hour. What kind of story we're going to get? What's your first car?
So 68 SS 396 El Camino. It's also the car I made my first run at a drag strip in when I was in the Air Force. I was stationed in New Mexico.
Yeah.
I drove it 100 miles out to Lubbock, Texas.
Oh, Jesus.
1506 at 93.72 miles an hour. I still have the time slip.
Yeah.
And I still have the car.
You still have the car?
Still have the car. My dad bought it when I was 12 from the original owner. I bought it from him when I was 15. I took my driving test on my 16th birthday. Check it out. The car hasn't run for 20 years. I never intended it to sit. I just started getting into other race cars.
Yeah.
It had been in storage for 3 years. I brought it home, blew the dust off of it, opened the glove compartment. June 28th, 1982, my temporary driver's license, 16th birthday.
Oh my God.
I did say 1982.
Yeah, you did say 1982. It's been, at the same time, 396? Is that what you said the engine was?
Factory SS 396 car.
That engine itself weighed as much as this entire garage.
Well,
the front end of an El Camino.
They charged by the pound back then. Remember that?
That's the way it worked. All right, let's just get down to it here. Funny Car World Champion, you drive. For those of you not familiar, a funny car is a highly modified vehicle with a V8 engine, 10,000 horsepower?
Probably 11,000 now. Whatever it is, it's an astronomical number.
0 to 60 is in 1/10 of a second?
0 to 100 is under 1/10 of a second.
Get your attention.
I always tell people, if you were sitting at a bar and you were listening to a couple guys who had been to a drag race that day explain what these cars did, you'd swear they had drank too much, because it's not possible. And then you come out to one of our races and you experience it and you still swear it's not possible. It's possible.
It is. And you'll have a chance to see him at the Auto Club NHRA Finals in Pomona, and at the Winter Nationals. You'll be back for that as well.
Yeah, it's neat because we bookend our year right here at Pomona, my home track, taught there at the Frank Hawley Drag Racing School for years, and it's the one race where I can go home and sleep in my bed every night.
And that actually isn't very far away.
32 miles from the track.
Okay, who's keeping track of
Who's keeping track?
I love that. Your sponsor, Infinite Hero, is involved with veterans, and we have Veterans Day coming up here, and we're involved in quite a few things here at the radio station 100.3 The Sound as well. What is Infinite Hero? Give us the background on this.
Yeah, as a veteran, I take great pride in it. And you said sponsor, but our relationship is pretty unique. There's one lady, Terry Chandler, who wanted to change lives. So when you see Infinite Hero bannered on the side of our Mopar, and when you see Make-A-Wish on my teammate Tommy Johnson Jr.'s car, not a dime from those charities goes into those race cars. In fact, those cars are funded by Terry so that everything that we raise goes to either change children's lives that are dealing with serious health issues or change the lives of the injured vets coming back there. So Oakley just said a few years ago, look, there's got to be a better way to get the donations into helping out the injured vets. Let's cut out all the overhead. Let's cut out administrative fees. We'll hire one person. We'll have an all-volunteer grant selection committee that picks programs that have a track history of working, either traumatic brain injury, post-traumatic stress, burns, amputations, paralysis. How do we get those people back into civilian life and functioning at the level that they are going to be comfortable with?
And you deal with veterans, come out to the races to see you as well. How wide does this thing cast? How big is this?
Yeah, all of our programs are really designed to help the most amount of people with the least amount of funding. In other words, efficiency, innovation, flexibility, all those things are hallmarks of what Infinite Hero tries to do. And yes, we have veterans come out to the racetrack, but That's not the sort of therapy that we're funding to help them. We're trying to figure out what is the best way. What are these new innovative programs? And brain health is one of them. That's probably at the top of our list right now. How do we get these folks, especially the ones coming back? PTS, boy, it just sounds like a few letters. But when you live with it, or think about if your loved one has it, your spouse, your brother, your friend, your son, and a lot of these folks are taking their own lives. We need to get to them and help get them back to whatever their new normal is going to be as quickly and as efficiently as we possibly can.
Is there something we can do? People
yes.
can do, normal
yep,
people
absolutely.
Can do?
Every run I take these military-style challenge coins with me down the track, and people want a pretty cool souvenir.
Yeah.
So we made this deal kind of a win-win program. I take them down the racetrack, 20 of them at a time, and if the fans donate $100, and you can do it at my pit area, or you can go on infinitehero.org and sign up for a coin there. Every one of them's gone down the racetrack. Can't guarantee how fast they've gone, but every one of them's gone down the racetrack. Last year alone, we raised $170,000 in those coins just through the NHRA fans. As a race team, we raised over $330,000. Matco Tools helped us with a lot of programs. We did a lot of golf events, things like that, where the race team was the nucleus for the fan awareness to raise the money. So to date, the Infinite Hero race car has been responsible for nearly $500,000 of funding going to help out injured vets.
Wow, that is so cool.
Yeah, it's a big point of pride for me.
Now, the other thing, as we approach the finals races here, how many times have you set a new speed record this year?
God, with Prock and Medlin and Cunningham as my crew.
That would be his crew, Jimmy Prock, and
Chris Cunningham and John Medlin. I mean, they're all three brilliant. You put them together, and it's a supernova there.
Yeah. How many times have you set records this year?
Well, I don't know if I have enough fingers and toes. We just went 333.66 at Dallas, which is the new track record. Now, there's a track record and there's a national record. Yeah. And my teammate currently holds the national record at 335 in a funny car. At 1,000 foot. We don't even race quarter mile anymore. And now you know why. We don't have enough shutdown area.
So how does it feel when you launch? Can you even feel at that point?
Well, you've driven quite a few race cars. It's so
not as fast as yours.
Yeah, but you'd have a point of reference, because when the average person asks, tell me what it's like to drive one of those cars, you can't explain it. It's like trying to tell a blind person how awesome the Grand Canyon looks. You have to have a point of reference on that. So you've driven cars that go 0 to 60 in 1.5 seconds. You've driven some fast stuff.
Yes, I have.
Ours goes 0 to 335 in 3.8 seconds. Then you say, well, that number just doesn't make sense. From a standing start to 500 feet, our cars are going over 250 miles an hour. In other words, between two stoplights, although I wouldn't recommend doing it on a city street.
Especially in Wilshire. yeah, but still. That's pretty tough. That's pretty neat stuff.
Oh, it's just stunning. It's just hard to put into words what a nitromethane fueled race car can do.
So what I am suggesting to you, when you go to the finals, NHRA race, any of them, but especially the one we have coming up here right around Veterans Day, stop by the Infinite Hero pits. They're real easy to find because you have very large rigs. That didn't sound right. But
yeah, there's a 9-foot me on the back of door 1 trailer, and right next to us on our adjacent trailer, Warrant Officer Gary Linfoot. Picture of him in his wheelchair, helicopter accident, 19th combat tour in Iraq, special operations guy.
Dear God.
And we funded an exoskeleton so he could walk. And how about this? He just walked his, I'm getting chills talking about this, he just walked his daughter down the aisle to get married. He's been paralyzed for 8 years. Infinite Hero and the NHRA fans funding did that.
Jack Beckman, looking forward to seeing you in Victory Lane.
Well, come out to the races, Joe.
Races, the finals, the Auto Club NHRA finals, the 10th through the 13th of November, Fairplex in Pomona. Go to NHRA.com, you want tickets. Does that sound like I know what I'm doing?
Every ticket gets you this close to the race cars.
Which is honest to God truth. You're right next to the cars, the crews, and all that, and maybe get some coins from you for the...
and help out a great cause.
Just like that. Hey, here we are inside your Uncle Joe's garage, and I know you haven't been inside the garage yet, but I got some great news for you. We've created a mobile version of the Uncle Joe's garage thanks to our friends at Mike Thompson RV Superstores. Like they say, don't miss a moment. And don't miss the mobile Uncle Joe's garage when it comes to a location near you. I'll be looking for you.